right, so probate, there's informal probate, which is the most common, no court appearances. The requirements for an informal probate is that we have the will or everyone gets along. So even though they don't have a will, it's pretty common that a person doesn't have a will. It's called intestate. But if all the intestate heirs agree to nominate a single person, then we can do an informal probate. So once the letters get issued, the peer has full legal authority to act. So usually very limited court oversight after that. Formal probate, so this is when they don't get along. So if there's no will and they're not in agreement who's going to be the PR, or if there is a will and it's contested, that's what formal probate is. So there's a hearing required before a personal representative even gets appointed. So this can cost more money, takes more time, and this takes longer. Just good old-fashioned litigation. They can fight it out for years just trying to figure out who's going to be in charge of the estate. All right, so what are some factors? So to give you a fair question on what probate costs, there's also other factors that are going to make it more expensive. The number of beneficiaries. So if it's a single person, that's a lot easier than if there's 12 beneficiaries. That's 12 people we got to report to, and more chances of them having questions and concerns. Other considerations, a lot of times there's what's called a pour-over will, where the last will and testament pours over into a trust. This means to complete the probate, you actually have to administer the trust. So there would be an extra charge there to administer a trust after the probate is completed. Now, even with wills, sometimes they have the instructions to create a trust. So that's called a subtrust. So if we have to create a subtrust for a beneficiary, that adds to the expenses. Other things to consider if you're shopping for fees, we charge a flat fee, which is predictable. We tell you the actual fee. The traditional way, I would say the old school way, is attorneys charge a retainer. They make you pay a retainer, and then they bill against it at their hourly rates. Now, once they run through that retainer, they ask you to refresh it. So if an attorney says they can do a probate and they ask for a retainer of $2,500, that doesn't mean that's going to be the total fee. Keep going on and on until they complete it. So the good thing about the flat fee is it's more predictable. You know exactly what it's going to be. Other considerations when you're looking at fees is who are you hiring? Are you hiring a paralegal or doc preparation company? That's someone that can prepare the forms for you, but they can't actually go to court or give you any legal advice. Or are you hiring an attorney? Now, does this attorney, do they have any team members? Are they a one-man show, meaning that if they're in court or with a client, there's no one to answer the phones? Or are you hiring an attorney with a team, someone with paralegals and legal assistants that can keep your case moving every day? At Rilus Law, you get an experienced attorney plus a full team of paralegals and legal assistants supporting your case. All right, so here it is. Here's my actual fees. So this is the fees for our probate substitute, the personal property affidavit and the real property affidavit. We call these a mini probate. So for personal property affidavit, our fees are starting at $2,600, $2,625. And this includes us submitting the personal property affidavit to 2 companies for you. Now, we're really clear when people call us and inquire, these personal property affidavits are pretty easy. If you just Google it, you can find one. If you ask the bank, they often have their own version. So we're really clear that people can do these on their own pretty easily. But if they want our help, then it starts off at $2,600. For real property affidavit, our fee starts off at $3,675. So that's to collect a house that's less than $300,000. We have to wait the 6 months, but then our fee for that real property affidavit is $3,675. Our probate fees, so this goes through and tells you kind of what's included in the flat fee. And another way I describe what's included, I just tell people what's not included. So what's not included is if there's something unexpected, like a creditor claim or a family dispute. If those happen, then we have a separate agreement at hourly rates for those. But we're always really clear before we start charging any extra fees. So our fees for the Arizona informal probate starts off at $6,300. Now for formal probate, the way we charge for that, the fee is $2,625. That's to file and to get you to the first court hearing. If no one objects, then the next fee, the base fee, is another $5,250. If they do object, then you need a litigator at that point and have someone that I can recommend. I don't do the estate litigation. I'll do formal probates. A lot of times there's this one family member we can't get to cooperate, or we can't locate them. So we'll do the formal probate, and if they don't show up to object, then it proceeds as like a regular probate. So hope you found this helpful. If you need help with probate, if you need help setting up an estate plan so your family avoids probate, reach out to us, riluslaw.com. Thanks.